The first teaser trailer for the upcoming Harry Potter series has finally arrived, and fans are already analyzing every frame. From the darker tone and new cast to scenes that were never shown in the movies, the teaser promises a far more detailed and faithful adaptation of the original story. Many viewers might initially find the new voices unusual, and some characters, especially Harry's aunt, might already be triggering strong emotions. But the biggest highlight is that the story fans once watched in a 2-hour 32-minute movie will now unfold across 8 one-hour episodes, offering a much deeper and more detailed version of the story. Let's break down everything revealed in the teaser trailer. A darker opening tone. The teaser begins with a scene showing Vernon Dursley sitting and reading a newspaper. This opening shot immediately sets the tone for the series. The color grading appears colder and darker compared to the early Harry Potter films. If you remember, the first 2 movies in the film franchise had a much lighter and more whimsical visual tone. However, this series seems to take a more grounded and darker approach from the beginning, suggesting that the storytelling might lean closer to the original books. Harry's life under the stairs. Soon after, the teaser shows Harry being thrown into the small cupboard under the staircase. For those unfamiliar with the books, this was done by his uncle, Vernon Dursley. Interestingly, the series portrays Harry's cupboard life more brutally than the movies. The cupboard appears completely dark, without any visible lighting, suggesting that Harry spent much of his childhood in literal darkness. This detail makes the abuse he endured feel more realistic and faithful to the books. Another notable detail is Harry's appearance. The series seems to be closely following the book descriptions. Harry is shown as a thin, slightly weak-looking child with messy hair that refuses to stay neat. He also wears oversized, baggy clothes that clearly belong to his cousin Dudley. The actor Dominic McLaughlin appears very book-accurate in this role. Harry's normal school life. One of the most interesting additions in the teaser is a scene showing Harry in a normal school. This part of his life was barely explored in the original movies, but fans have always been curious about what Harry's life looked like before receiving his Hogwarts letter. In the books, Dudley and his gang constantly bully Harry. They chase him around school and make his life miserable. This is also why Harry becomes extremely good at running away and hiding. In one famous incident from the books, Dudley's gang chases Harry, and while trying to escape, Harry suddenly ends up on the school roof through accidental magic. The teaser hints at this storyline, suggesting the show will adapt even the smaller moments from the book. Petunia's cruel haircut scene. Another powerful scene shows Aunt Petunia angrily cutting Harry's hair. Readers of the books will instantly recognize this moment. Harry's magical abilities often manifest in strange ways during his childhood. One example is that his hair grows back overnight no matter how much it is cut. In frustration, Petunia once cuts Harry's hair extremely short, almost shaving it off completely. But by the next morning, it magically grows back to its original length. The teaser recreates this moment, and it also shows Petunia's abusive behavior toward Harry. Unlike the movies, where she seemed mostly mean and petty, the books portrayed her as openly abusive. The series appears ready to depict this darker side more honestly. Harry receives his Hogwarts letter. The teaser then moves to one of the most iconic moments in the story, Harry receiving his first Hogwarts letter. This is the turning point that changes Harry's life forever. After this, the teaser shows Harry traveling in the London Underground with Rubeus Hagrid, played by actor Nick Frost. This scene is particularly interesting because it follows the book's version of events. In the books, Hagrid takes Harry to London via the Underground, and during this journey, he explains the truth about Harry's parents and their death. In the movies, this conversation happened later in the Leaky Cauldron, but the series appears to restore the original book sequence. The famous lightning scar. In another moment, Harry touches the lightning-shaped scar on his forehead after learning about the night when the Dark Wizard attacked him. One interesting detail is that the scar still appears on the right side of Harry's forehead, just like in the movies. However, in the books, the scar is described as being more centrally placed on his forehead. Despite that small change, it still looks visually striking on screen. Journey to Hogwarts. The teaser then shows Harry arriving at King's Cross Station with all his luggage. Like every first-year student, he is confused while searching for platform 9 3/4, the secret platform where the Hogwarts Express departs. Soon after, we see Harry boarding the Hogwarts Express. Outside the train, Ron Weasley is hugging his mother, Molly Weasley, played by Catherine Parkinson, while Ron himself is played by Alistair Stout. This moment carries emotional weight as Harry watches the interaction, clearly feeling the absence of his own parents. Arrival at Hogwarts. After reaching Hogsmeade Station, students begin their journey toward Hogwarts. The teaser shows Hagrid guiding several students through a forest path with lanterns. While first-year students are usually transported across the Black Lake by boats, the teaser seems to show the path they take after reaching the lakeshore. Soon after, Hagrid knocks on the grand doors of Hogwarts, giving us the first look at the castle in the series. The scale looks massive, suggesting that the show will portray Hogwarts as much larger than what we saw in the movies. The sorting ceremony. Inside the castle, students gather while Professor McGonagall, played by Janet McTeer, prepares them for the sorting ceremony. We also see the iconic sorting hat, which will determine which house each student belongs to. Shortly after, we finally see the legendary trio, Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger wearing Gryffindor robes. Ollivander and Harry's wand. Another memorable scene shows Harry meeting Garrick Ollivander, the wand maker. In the books, Ollivander is described as a strange and slightly unsettling character who rarely blinks and watches people with intense curiosity. The series seems to portray him exactly that way, staying very close to the original description. Hogwarts classes and new characters. The teaser also shows glimpses of Hogwarts classes. Unlike the movies, which rarely explored classroom scenes, the series appears ready to dive deeper into the daily life of Hogwarts students. We also see Draco Malfoy with his usual companions, Crabbe, Goyle, and Pansy Parkinson. Later shots show Harry unboxing his Nimbus 2000 broomstick, preparing for his Quidditch career. The missing Quidditch match returns. One surprising detail is the appearance of the Gryffindor vs Hufflepuff Quidditch match. In the first book, Harry actually plays 2 Quidditch matches during his first year. The movie only showed the Gryffindor vs Slytherin match and completely skipped the Gryffindor vs Hufflepuff game. The series appears ready to restore this missing match, which means more Quidditch action for fans. Professor Snape and Dumbledore appear. We also get a glimpse of Professor Snape, portrayed by a new actor. Naturally, comparisons with Alan Rickman's legendary performance are inevitable, and fans have mixed reactions so far. Another brief but powerful shot reveals Albus Dumbledore, played by John Lithgow. While he may appear slightly older than previous portrayals, his presence still carries the wisdom and authority associated with the character. The trio's first bonding moment. The teaser ends on a heartwarming moment where Harry, Ron, and Hermione share a bonding scene. It highlights the beginning of the friendship that will define the entire story. Ron's slightly messy appearance, even the dirt on his nose, perfectly reflects his charming and humble personality. Release window and final thoughts. The teaser concludes by revealing that the Harry Potter series will premiere this Christmas. This timing feels fitting since the original Harry Potter story is often associated with the holiday season. The first season will adapt the entire first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, in much greater detail than the movie ever could. With 8 episodes, fans can finally experience the wizarding world in a deeper, more faithful way. While it may take some time to adjust to the new cast and voices, the teaser suggests that this series could become the most accurate adaptation of the beloved books yet. Subscribe to SuperHeroPro on YouTube as well. Thanks.